All right, cool. So E3 2019. What the hell was that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say, really.
Yeah,
Um, for me, I think this is the worst that I've experienced.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I think, I think, let's face it, since 2015, I think 2015 was the one where all of the companies showcased off everything, and then afterwards it slowly got downhill and downhill.
Yeah,
But what I don't understand is that we're on the cups of next generation, and you're
yeah,
telling me that's what happened.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
unbelievable, you know? I don't know how you want to begin this. I think I might as well just go through, all of the list of.
Yeah, I mean, no, but just to round up what you're saying there as an intro, it was worse than disappointing. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. And this year, I actually watched some of them live, like
Yeah,
some of the early ones, and not Nintendo. I think back maybe 3 or 4 of them I watched live, and I came away thinking, what was the point? You
exactly.
know, there was
Because
nothing there.
yeah,
No gameplay.
no gameplay. Because the thing is that if you're just like a casual gamer or something like that, nowadays you'll go on YouTube, pop up a trailer, and see what's popping up, right?
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
hardcore people who are going to be watching live, or who are interested in video games, who are going to be watching live, right? You know,
yeah,
those guys, I don't know, they just must have had their jaw dropped,
yeah,
you know. But
exactly.
imagine if it's just like a casual person, yeah?
Yeah,
Basically, it's kind of like, oh, nothing's going on in gaming. It's literally it's just June and that's it. You go on to the next month, onto July,
yeah,
Like there's no E3. It never happened this year, in my opinion. It
yeah.
never
It
happened.
never
And
happened,
it's
and
it's not
yeah,
even that Sony didn't show up. Yeah. None of
yeah.
these
No,
companies had
it's not
anything
to
to
do with
show.
that actually.
Yeah, exactly. You
And the
know?
sad thing is that there was no reveals though, no big reveals. We've seen everything that they showed, but we'll get into that
Exactly.
when we get into it more,
Yeah.
right? But
But
there
yeah.
was no big, no reveals of anything. It's like, okay,
No
showing
reveals
us
of.
more, some more of some games, which we'll get into, but generally there was no reveals.
Exactly. Because let's take, for example, a simple one, which we're going to get onto later, which is
Yeah,
Doom Eternal, right?
yeah,
We already knew this like long time ago when they showcased the trailer, like last E3, and then
yeah.
we've got gameplay throughout the year. So if we're going to see gameplay this year of Doom Eternal, that's not change anything. We already knew that it's coming out full stop, right?
Yeah,
So a lot of these games of like, what we're going to go on to, we already knew about them long time
that's my
ago.
point.
Exactly. So what's new? There's nothing new,
Yeah,
right?
at all.
I think let's just go into this. I
Yeah.
think first was basically Electronic Arts, right? I mean, I don't even know why we're covering this.
What the hell was that?
Why do people cover even Electronic Arts every single year? I
Yeah.
don't understand. Because they don't care about no one. They don't care about. They just don't care. All they care about is sports games, and that's it.
It
You know?
was like a complete cringe. Did you see the moment with the guy talking about Anthem?
No, I didn't even because I
Oh
switched
my
off after
god.
that.
No, no,
You
no.
know?
Yeah, okay. Near the end, right?
Mm,
Go back and there's this bit where he's talking to Greg Miller at the end, like sitting outside, and he was like, "Yeah, we've had a rough time with Anthem, but we've listened to the people, and we're gonna push out this update and put things out there." And then he gives him a hug right at the end, and people are saying that he was close to tears, like this guy
mm,
from the
yeah,
Anthem team, and the people are saying that was ridiculous, so cringeworthy. But then even the other games, you're going to show that FIFA, new FIFA Street that they showed, right? New
yeah,
version of FIFA. It was cringe,
yeah.
because
I
they
mean,
went out with Rio Ferdinand and they shot this film. I don't know if you saw that bit.
no,
They came
because
to London. Yeah,
yeah, all of that stuff, right? With when it comes to Electronic Arts, so I watched the previous ones,
yeah,
but this is the problem. It's all just sports,
yeah,
you know. Where's Need for Speed this year?
yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's not even there.
So it was basically this FIFA Street version, and then talking about new FIFA and talking about new Madden, but there's nothing. It's I mean, with those games, we know they're just gonna you know, put out big words like we've changed the whole game mechanics and this and that when they only just improve the graphics pretty much, right? Most of the
So
time.
so let's keep this. Yeah, I mean, okay, right. But I think we've got to be fair, right? That's the same with like Winning 11 or Pro Evo,
Yeah,
whatever it
it's the
is, right?
same.
So they fix up the mechanics a bit. They add in probably a couple of modes and change the players' names and add in a couple of stats. All right, fair enough. And then you play through the season or whatever modes there are. Because I'm not big on sports games, innit?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: what's very interesting, and this is what's been coming up in my recommended feed a couple of times here and there, is that you have people now because you know, people who play sports games, they'll just play FIFA and they'll buy PS4, and that's the only game they play. They're not interested in the rest of gaming. Do you see what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Even those guys are complaining. People are
Yeah.
complaining about stuff like Madden. People are complaining about FIFA, all of the microtransactions and loot boxes.
Yeah.
This is not a gaming issue anymore. This is going further into that because even those guys are seeing it too.
Yeah. No, completely. I
You know,
mean, that's a whole EA is a whole video on its own. That's a whole
exactly.
yeah.
You know,
But for
um,
them to show up to that basically that E3 EA thing was a complete joke.
yeah,
I
no, and
yeah.
it's always been a joke, but I think let's just go through it. So, I mean, the first thing I think they showed, and which was a good thing in some ways, because there's no way I'm going to be sitting through this crap, yeah, and yeah, out, right? I'm not doing it anymore. But you've got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, right? So they showed
Yeah,
that off, right?
yeah,
My opinion, yeah, because they showed off the trailer. So again, it's nothing new
yeah,
because they showed it at Star Wars Celebration a month before, whatever. So
right.
we got gameplay, right? Whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah? I thought it's generic pile of trash, man.
Mm,
Honestly,
interesting.
I thought it was just nothing special. It's a
Yeah,
guy walking around with a lightsaber, you know. Maybe he did a cool few things. I'm hoping in the actual game there's going to be more action-packed stuff.
yeah,
You can see there's a bit of wall jumping here and there.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I think a lot of people like Respawn. I don't think of them much as a developer. I
yeah,
mean, I know they're pretty solid, but I don't know. I feel like when I played stuff like Titanfall 2, the gameplay mechanics are just not great. You don't get any feel on the guns, you know. Even though
yeah,
it's all smooth, right? Even on Apex
yeah,
Legends, whatever, it's all smooth, right?
yeah,
But I'm just not a fan of that. And when I'm looking at it, just feels like there's nothing, there's no substance, there's no meat on the bone
yeah,
with this game. So you're just a dude walking around with a lightsaber, and that's literally all I saw.
yeah,
You know, generic. What again? How many times are we going to keep seeing these games which are walking simulators? Where's all the action? You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
games weren't like that on the PS2
No,
and the
but when
360
to be
days.
honest with you, when I saw it as well, because I not high hopes, but when you hear that there's going to be a one player campaign Star Wars game, right? I
Yeah,
mean, we haven't had that for God knows how long, right?
God knows how long. Yeah,
And I was excited as well, but it's just true. When I saw the footage, I mean, this isn't the only game at E3 that I thought that, but we'll get to that later.
yeah,
And I thought the same thing as you, generic piece of crap.
yeah,
And well, unless they add in more in terms of the gameplay, it was just him deflecting stuff with the lightsaber and
yeah,
stuff that we could predict. And it's a shame. Again, the saddest thing about these Star Wars games is that it's set in that world. That's the disappointing thing, So
you've,
you're seeing
you,
the
yeah,
stormtroopers and stuff, but you're saying this game just seems crap.
yeah, exactly. And I think you've got all of the material there that you can use. I think I'm still going to keep an open mind about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
all I'm saying is that for what I saw, it was just generic, boring. 7 out of 10. I've seen this. I've done this all before a million times.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just
totally.
7 out of 10. It wasn't anything like, oh wow, this is something that's going to be great. You know,
Mm.
um,
Well, you'd
I'm
give that
keeping.
gameplay 7 out of 10 that you saw.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll go less, man. I'm at 5.
flipping
It's
off.
still no, it can still go both ways. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Like we got someone in the chat saying, it plays like a Drake clone, basically, like a Uncharted clone.
yeah, I mean, how do I even? Because Uncharted was great for its set pieces and
Yeah.
the things you're going through, but really, from a gameplay perspective, guns felt really just like sloppy.
Mm.
Shooting felt sloppy. Um, Uncharted 4, it came to a point where again it was a walking simulator.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got my concerns, but I'm keeping an open mind, right? So
Yeah.
if it does come to a point where we're seeing, great action set pieces and you're doing all kinds of nonsense, then yeah, it's going to end up great. Maybe they just wanted to showcase what they were doing with the gameplay mechanics, but who knows? We'll just have to see. We still don't know enough. But all I'm saying is 7 out of 10 for me.
So
Don't look that
I'm
good.
saying 5 because I'm right on the fence because I have no idea.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Let's go on to Apex Legends Season 2. I think I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think anyone cares. I'm not in that multiplayer space. I don't
Yeah.
care about any of these multiplayers. I don't invest any time in them. All
Yeah.
I know is that Fortnite, because they've got such a massive development team, constantly making season after season,
Yeah.
and Apex hasn't done that. They've fallen behind. So I think, they've got to build up their project roadmaps in order to get on that level of Fortnite to compete with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was visible when it came to all of the Twitch streams and so on and so forth that it spiked and it went up, it rocketed, went soaring high, and then afterwards it just collapsed and Fortnite took over again. So I've got nothing to say. I don't care.
Yeah, Apex, same with me. And we got someone in the chat, Faraz, who says, going back to Star Wars, he says, there's another Star Wars game we'll talk about later, but talking about Apex, he goes, Apex is trash, and it's true. I agree. Absolute trash. It's like they're just peddling this horse, right? Nobody,
Yeah,
like you said,
yeah,
you can't topple Fortnite right now, no matter
yeah,
what. Yeah. And I mean, we've obviously played Apex as well. We got issues with that as well, but we won't get into that now. But yeah, that Apex presentation's crap. Nobody cares. So let's move on. I give that a 0 because I don't even
exactly.
care.
Don't care as well. 0 as well. Battlefield 5 Chapter 4. My God,
Ooh.
what? You know what? I'm just gonna skip over it. I don't even care.
Yeah,
0 out of 10.
0
Nobody gives
out.
a crap.
Nobody cares. I
Nobody
just,
cares.
oh my God. Like I said, I regret watching these ones. I watched this one live, but let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Nothing for about, yeah,
Um,
don't exist.
I've got Sims 4 here. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I thought Maxis was dead.
Mm.
I thought Maxis as a studio was dead. So I don't know what's going on with this DLC. I've got no idea. I think, there's nothing as unique as The Sims. I don't think we've seen like another developer pop up and
Yeah,
do anything on that Sims level, right? Because we know that with SimCity, you've got City Skylines, which has taken over. It's been extremely successful.
yeah,
The amount of
totally.
content in that game,
Yeah.
right? I've put in roughly 40 hours. I wish I could put in more, but I'm not creative enough. But it's just unbelievable. If you just go on YouTube and see what people are doing in that game, I mean, it's
Mm.
just phenomenal. You
Yeah.
know, it's a massive shame what EA did to Maxis. So I can't even, again, I just, do people care about this stuff? Is EA in another world? Are they sleeping? Do they even know what's going out on there and
I
what
don't think
people are
so. I
doing?
think they're so
They're
mint,
so far
so
out. I don't know.
minted and so up their own, proverbial
Yeah,
that they don't care anymore.
yeah.
So what would you give that? I mean, we're going won't even give Sims a score. Just give it.
Can't even give it a rating. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Skip that
And
one.
I think for me, with all of these sports games, I think it's more down to, the people in those communities to have more of a stronger opinion. But for me, again, I don't care. All I know is two things: microtransactions, loot boxes. That's all I know.
Yeah, no, but from me, because I have played FIFA a
Yeah,
bit and it's a little bit, but I'm looking at because we know we talked about those games and this, what they do to them every year. But as the presentation itself for what they did, the FIFA one for me was cringeworthy, like I said, completely.
mm.
The presentation, the E3 presents for those games were rubbish. The Madden one, I didn't even sit around for because I don't play that game.
But here's another thing, right? If we
Yeah,
can touch upon,
yeah,
yeah, and there's always been this cringeworthy stuff that happens at E3, right?
yeah,
Why? I don't understand.
mm,
I don't understand this cringeworthy. Not why do I don't know, man. It's just
yeah,
what are you? You're not even trying to sell anything.
yeah,
What are you going to gain out of being cringe? Can't you just show your gameplay trailers, yeah,
yeah,
and make people hyped up, right?
mm,
Blow up social media. This is what it's all about nowadays, right? Social engagement.
mm.
What do you gain out of being cringeworthy? I don't understand.
And like I said, the
I,
FIFA
you know?
Street one, they had Rio Ferdinand and
Mm,
some female player and one of the devs coming to London, walking around the street saying, "Yeah, this is all where it's at." you know, we're trying to copy this street cage football. And I'm like, mate, it's it's FIFA Street basically.
Yeah,
It is. They just gave it a new name, and it
yeah,
was so cringeworthy, man. But anyway, I think we should move on from EA.
yeah.
What would you
No,
give EA overall for E3?
I'll give it like a 0.5 out of 10, man, because
Damn.
it's just because we got Star Wars Fallen Order gameplay. But look at the amount of IPs that they're holding on to,
Yeah.
and the amount of IPs and studios that they've closed down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Ghost Games and Need for Speed. You know, apparently people are saying that there's no Need for Speed 2019.
Exactly. What happened
Need
to
for
these titles?
Need for Speed, yeah,
Yeah.
has been dead since
Mm.
Need for Speed Underground
Mm.
back in probably '03 or '04,
Yeah.
right? It potentially came back with Hot Pursuit, but I mean, I'm a massive Burnout fan, right? And I
Yeah.
would say Hot Pursuit, because it was made by Criterion Games, I would consider that more of a Burnout game rather than Need for Speed game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, you know, it's just I don't know what they're doing with all of these IPs, Red Alert, you know, Skate 4, you know.
Yeah.
So they're like Nintendo, they're just sitting on all of these IPs and they're not doing diddly squat with none of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why even show up if you're not even going to create games?
No,
Seriously, just
exactly.
piss off. You know, don't even show up at E3, man. I'm done with this company. Let's move on. Seriously,
Yeah, I'll give EA.
zero,
I'll
man.
give EA. I'll give them a 1 just for showing up. Give them a 1. Someone in the chat says, Faraz again, he gives them a 0.05 out of 10. That's even worse than you.
Yeah, that's even worse than me. Yeah.
And he's
Basically, they're not even a one. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And there was talking about FIFA quickly because there was a showcase of PES 2020 as well, but that came later on. I think later in a few days after. But it wasn't like some big thing on stage. It was just like a
yeah.
play. But they're renaming it eFootball PES 2020, so they've changed the name. I have to look into that into why they're doing that. But that game looked pretty cool, and I do play PES, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, EA. Let's go from EA. What's next? What
Right.
happened
Okay.
then?
So I think
Shit
Microsoft
start,
was.
crap start. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So Microsoft was next. I think in some ways it was a good thing EA just went out of the way.
Mm,
You know, it is what it is. But this was where all of the meat was. Yeah,
yeah.
and it's just kind of like, you know, it was like a cow who hadn't had grass in like ages. Yeah,
Mm.
there's just no meat on the bones. It was just for me Microsoft, right? Again, good old Phil coming out, yeah, saying that they're going to showcase 60 games. What 60 games, man? I don't see nothing. I did not see any. I didn't see anything. I don't know what happened, man. I was like, where's all the hype? I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Did you watch this one live?
I watched this one live, yeah.
Okay, I didn't. So go on.
Okay, so I wish I had a list or something.
XCloud.
Man, it's just I don't even know what is the xCloud properly. I mean, you know, is that
This is how they're going to. This is their streaming platform, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, similar to what some of the other companies are doing. So basically, you can log in, you know, using your tablet or your phone later on, and you can stream games.
But
That's what it
here's
looked
the
like.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have all of that all you want. Well, where's your games in the first place?
Mhm.
It's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
it's true.
It's true. Yeah. Think about it, right? I was expecting, yeah,
Yeah,
there to be at least some solid exclusive content
yeah,
for Xbox,
yeah,
right? And they showed nothing.
yeah,
Now you think about this, right? Because here in the UK, you know what it's like yourself, is that if you play sports games, it's blasphemy, right? To go out and buy an Xbox and be playing sports games on an Xbox. You play them on PS4, right?
yeah.
Going back last gen, no one had the choice. Everyone had to go out there and get a 360
Mm,
because all of these games were broken on PS3. So everyone was on 360 playing anything and everything. You know,
mm.
how have we had this complete, not even a 180, man? I mean, you know,
No,
they
I
should
know.
have just literally called it the Xbox 180 because that's literally what happened. You know, they called it the 360 last gen. They should have called this one the 180. Yeah. because everything just went upside down. There's no reason to invest in Xbox at all.
Yeah, no,
And I can't
completely.
believe it that this gen, I've got PC, I've got PS4, Switch, I've got no Xbox because there's no point even investing in anything.
Mm.
Everything's
And
all on PC.
but like
You know?
E3 showed, if there's anything to go by, there's no point anyway.
Yeah, you know.
Was Cyberpunk shown on Xbox?
Yeah, I think that was considered to be the highlight of the whole conference. I think simply the reason why is because they showed off a bit of gameplay here and there, which again looked a bit more cinematic based. But I think the highlight was just Keanu popping up on stage, which was so just random. People were just like, you know, in all different emotions about that, in shock, laughing, everything. So it's just
And it's
brilliant
not
to see.
even an in-game thing, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. What is
Yeah,
hilarious about it, it's just like a celebrity is just, you know, popped up, you know, or John Wick in some ways
yeah.
managed to find his way into Cyberpunk. It's literally what it is. It's
But
got nothing to do with the game.
didn't we have a Cyberpunk gameplay for an hour that was released previously?
Again, it's all old stuff, right? We're just waiting now for the game to come out.
Yeah,
So again, what's new?
yeah,
Gears 5 was for me the shocking thing because they didn't show a single bit of gameplay. Everyone now is concerned, you
yeah,
know, because it's just cinematics and people are waiting for the campaign gameplay. And you're telling me this game's coming out in September?
yeah.
What's
Is
going
it
on?
September?
Yeah, this September. So it's a couple of months away from release. It's either you've got the greatest story ever and you're just trying to hide it from everyone, or you've got nothing to show.
But you're at E3, right? This is the place traditionally, right, to showcase stuff.
Yeah,
And you can't even be bothered to show people. Remember before, normally they'll show gameplay and they'd put something in the corner saying this is early gameplay, it's not the finished article. Put
yeah.
something out there, right? They can't even be bothered to put things. You can sum up this E3. It's a bit of arrogance from the industry, don't you think?
I think so, but I think there's two parts of it. I think there's one part which I don't think every developer's entirely to blame.
Yeah.
But let's look at for example, when Ubisoft used to show off game trailers of you know, or gameplay, or in quotes gameplay footage of Watch Dogs, you know,
Mm,
or footage of Rainbow Six. Those are the two from the top of my head, and they used to look stunning in the actual, you know, in quotes gameplay footage, right?
yeah.
When the game used to come out, you know, that's how you've got ter- um, the the term coin called downgrade.
Mm,
Yeah. So it's kind of like you're looking at this Watch Dogs footage, and you've got the rain reflecting across the streets, and you've got smoke while you're walking down the alleys.
mm,
Game comes out, it's nothing.
yeah.
You know?
But people said that happened back in Division One when
Yeah,
they showed
Division
that.
One. Yeah,
And they
100%.
showed it, and it's like it's basically a completely
Yeah.
not completely different game, but it's not what you bought into in the
It,
first place.
exactly. So in some ways, it's kind of like you're false advertising. Well, yeah, in some ways, it's false
Yeah,
advertising
it's
product. Yeah.
misrepresentation. And the
I
thing is,
mean,
right?
yeah,
They say, did you hear about this on Twitch?
no,
That Twitch was check this out, right? During E3, Twitch had a link to pre-orders of the game through Twitch. So and they were getting a cut of this.
I think, yeah, I heard about this,
That's
and
so
that's
yeah. So
yeah,
people are disgusted, and they're saying that it's basically it was just all sales, but
it's
to
all,
grab your money now.
yeah, but I think in some ways E3 was all about sales because you've got to remember that E3 to begin with was a trade show, and it was
Yeah,
only for retailers as well as, you know, the press. So it's kind of like if you wanted to hear about E3 because it was close to the public, it's kind of like you had to find it through the magazines and slowly through the internet and things like that.
yeah.
So
But what I'm saying is
yeah,
that let's say you press that click. Let's say there was Watch Dogs pre-order. You know, a lot of the stuff I don't know if it was exactly for Watch Dogs, but a lot of the stuff they say you can pre-order now after the show in the
yeah,
next hour. Let's say you press that, and like you said, you get something that looks and that completely different from what you thought you were getting by watching E3. Do you know what I mean? It's a complete scam, which is more
yeah,
than
yeah,
likely.
yeah.
That's my
And I
point.
think that's why it's more safer to maybe just chuck in a cinematic rather than actually putting gameplay. But when it comes to the gameplay, I think that it's fine to chuck out a gameplay trailer or whatever it is, or gameplay footage, and then show in the bottom corner, you know,
Exactly.
still in production or whatever, won't be finalized into the final product or something like that,
Yeah.
you know. um I don't know, I just think, you know, you need to see gameplay
I mean,
because
look at
yeah.
when they showcased. Was it Sekiro that they showcased last year?
Yeah, I think
I
yeah,
think it was, and they showed gameplay footage, right?
yeah.
And that was amazing. And we were like, wow, at least they showed some
But
gameplay, and it was
I
brilliant.
haven't seen anything like this. This is what I keep saying.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything like this because last year they even showed on Last of Us 2 gameplay. They showed Ghost of
yeah. What happened
Tsushima
to that?
gameplay. What happened to all of this? So
Yeah,
you're telling me Gears 5 is coming out in September, a couple of months down the line, and we don't know anything about it,
yeah.
you know?
Basically,
Basically. Um, what else did Microsoft show off? I mean, it was just like, oh man, I mean, it was just,
yeah. Microsoft,
you know,
man.
there was a Blair Witch game. I mean, I'm
Oh my
just like,
god,
whatever,
what the hell? Oh, why? Why?
because
Blair Witch. Nobody cares about.
man,
Oh my god, man. Yeah, I mean, years that film came out.
exactly. I mean, there's, you know, certain games I try and keep an open mind about, like what's it called, the Outer Worlds. You know,
Yeah,
again, we already knew about that. Again, it was a trailer, so there's nothing new about that.
still for
Forza,
me, it looks crap, but that's just my opinion.
yeah, I mean, I know. Like for me, when I look at it, I think it's not my cup of tea, but it might end up being good. So who knows? Again, you've got What's with all this DLC coming into E3, like Forza Horizon,
Yeah,
Lego Championship Edition stuff? I mean, whatever in it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
does this stuff need to be in E3?
That stuff that you just announce on the side,
Yeah.
like on a
Um,
Wednesday afternoon on a normal week.
Battletoads. I mean,
Oh
don't
no,
care.
don't.
I mean,
But was the Lego racing game announced on Xbox stage?
yeah, this was all on the Xbox stage. I
What do you
mean,
think about that?
I mean, I think it looks cool in it, but
Mm,
it's not something that belongs, like, you know. I mean, yes and no. It's just like the main thing that it's not. This is what I'm saying. There's no meat on the bone.
yeah. It's just some side thing. I think, oh,
It's a
okay. You
side
glance
thing.
at it. But
Yeah,
what do you think about the Lego? Didn't they say they're announcing a new Lego game with
yeah.
like
So
that's all the
Lego Star
9?
Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
explain
all
that.
the
What's
nine.
that about then?
So they had the Lego Star Wars original trilogy, which came
Yeah,
out, and no, it was episodes 1, 2, 3, basically.
yeah,
Then they did the original trilogy,
yeah,
and yeah, those were great. And then they created the complete saga, which
yeah,
was all of those, you know, six in one game, which was brilliant. And I'll get
yeah,
onto the reason why it's brilliant, which is even more embarrassing. Um, and then there was a few other ones like Clone Wars, and they came out with episode 7, a Lego
mm,
game, or whatever. But the reason why, you know, the Lego Star Wars game was brilliant is because at least you get to experience the movies,
yeah,
you know, as they are, and no other game does that. So how sad is that? You know,
yeah,
you've got all of these. You've got, you know, no one's done that. Like no one has done that.
mm. Yeah. No one's done that. But the one that they announced the other day, is it a remake of those or what is it?
I think what it depends if they're lazy or not. So what I mean
Yeah,
by that, they can easily just chuck in the old levels and put in the levels for 7, 8, and 9 and build them out brand new.
yeah,
Or what they can do is do like a solid proper job and rebuild all of the levels and do like crazy ones where you go down the trench run in the Death, you know, on the Death Star,
either
whatever,
way, do you
all
care
that.
though?
I don't like the fact that it's got 7, 8, and 9 in it.
Yeah.
You
That
know, that puts
automatically
me off.
spoils it, doesn't it?
Automatically just puts me
Yeah,
off. I don't. I'd rather just do like 60% of the game and the rest of it
yeah,
leave it
exactly.
alone. You
Yeah,
know. So you know, again, things here that, again, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It looks cool. It's
yeah,
a side thing. It's not like your main thing that you show off at E3.
yeah.
Minecraft Dungeons. No one cares.
No one cares.
Um, there was an interesting indie game called 12 Minutes.
Okay.
Looked kind of interesting, kind of like a Groundhog Day time loop thing. Um, what was this there? I think this is the worst one for me. I think which was Bleeding Edge. Yeah.
Right.
So here's why this is the worst one, and I think this was the game that got leaked and why everyone was like really ticked off about it. So the developer, I think it's called Ninja Theory. Yeah, it's not Team Ninja. Team Ninja,
Yeah.
I think it's Japanese. I think Ninja Theory, right? And they created some pretty solid games. You know,
Yeah.
they created Enslaved, which I played. DMC, I never played that, and recently they did Hellblade, right?
Mm.
The thing is that even though they were working on this game for like quite a long time, yeah, I think a lot of people know this developer as a developer who creates single player games.
Yeah.
So when you think again, Microsoft breaking all its promises, well, not even promises, they didn't never really promise anything, but it's kind of
Yeah.
like they bought out this studio, right? And people are like, brilliant, Microsoft is going in the right direction. They're going to be working on single player games now. Yeah. What
Yeah.
happens? It's a 4v4 melee multiplayer thing or whatever. And I'm just
Mm.
like, you know what? Okay, right. That's another thing I don't care about off my wish list. Not interested, you know?
Yeah. I remember seeing that one and
Yeah.
thinking, no, I don't
And
care.
it just looks rubbish. Like, I'm seeing, you know how all of these games are kind of like in that same kind of like Rage 2, kind of like Far Cry, New Dawn or whatever.
Mm.
This kind of new neon punk aesthetic with like flared hair and all of this nonsense. Like, I don't know what all of that is.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? All of that weird neon looking weird nonsense. It just puts me off. And I saw a bit of that in Gears 5 where people just got weird haircuts. I don't know, it just looks strange to me, you know?
But this is the age of rebellion, isn't it? So that's normal. But yeah, what
I
about
know, I'm
okay?
just saying
I know, yeah, it is weird,
it's just
and it's
weird.
everywhere.
Yeah.
What about Halo then?
I
PC. They
think
announced. I mean, it wasn't an announcement again, right? Halo on
no,
PC.
they didn't show anything about Halo PC in the actual thing, in the actual conference. I think it was released later on. So apparently they said that each game apart from ODST will be 10 quid each when it comes to PC,
Okay.
and they'll roll them out one by one. Um, you know, this is what's so embarrassing is that everything on this list here, right? Gears 5, Halo Infinite, Gears Pop, all of this stuff, I don't care about none of it.
Mm.
None of it I don't care about. Maybe the Dragon Ball game because it looks pretty interesting. I'm hoping it turns out to be good. I'm more interested, yeah, in a 10-year-old game coming to PC rather than the 60 games they just showed on stage.
Yeah. And I'm more interested in a 20-year-old game that's being remade, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, okay.
So rounding off Xbox,
Yeah.
what would you give them out of
It's just
10?
it's just another 1 out of 10, man.
1.
I mean,
Better
Halo
than EA.
God man,
Better than
it's like
EA by zero point 0.5.
yeah, exactly, literally. That's all I can say really. The whole thing was just rubbish. All of it. And again, there's a few titles in there, like indie small titles, which look
Mm.
pretty decent. I've got nothing on the top of my head at the moment. Like 12 minutes, for example, look pretty decent. Yeah. These are not big, heavy hitters that you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to
Mm.
go out there and buy these.
But
You know,
that's not why we watch E3.
that's not why we watch exactly.
And
We
we'll
watch,
get to indies as well later
yeah,
on. But yeah, that's not why we watch E3. But I
mm,
would give Microsoft probably about I would give them a 1, same like
yeah,
EA, just for
1 out of 10. And I
just
think
yeah.
looking at Halo Infinite more, I did like the trailer though. But again, it was no gameplay,
Really?
it was a trailer.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
with him and some guy and Master Chief in this like
Yeah, in that
crash?
pelican or whatever, yeah, in the middle of
So
space.
what was it about that you liked?
I like the aesthetic. Yeah, I think that graphically it just looks clean. The way that the original Halo looked. Like the suit doesn't look like this weird thing like Halo 4. The
Mm.
suit looked clean. I think that it just looks clean. It's got a very nice aesthetic to it. I think that if they were to create maybe some kind of solid story or something,
Yeah.
right? It could bring me back in because we already know that from Halo 4 and Halo 5, the lore is completely dead now. They completely destroyed it.
Yeah.
Gameplay wise, everything. I haven't even played Halo 5. I don't care. If it comes to PC, I probably still won't even play it. You
Mm.
know, um, all I know is that the gameplay trailer in somewhat sold me. Yeah, like
Mm.
it's just looking good, right? And I like that. I like that they brought back the old music and stuff. Again, it's nothing like they're not doing anything original because Halo 4 and Halo 5 were so bad that they've had to go back to the roots, you know.
I mean,
But
were you expecting a stupid question? But
Yeah.
for me, about 2 minutes into the cinematic that they showed, I was just like, whatever, it's pretentious, because I just wanted to see gameplay. I wanted to see show a different level that you've built.
It's true. I mean, they could have showed off something on the ring or something. I mean, and again, the game apparently is coming out next year with the release of the next Xbox, right? So they could have showed at least something or some in-game engine footage to get us hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah, some gameplay, something, right? I don't know. In terms of the next Xbox, it's not even worth talking about because you've got no games to play on it. If I'm going to get Halo Infinite, it's going to be on PC. Why am I going to buy one whole brand new console if it's not exclusive and I can get it on PC?
Yeah.
It's just common sense. It's as simple as that.
I mean, you're looking at this E3, right? And I know maybe we're on the tail end of this generation, which has been probably the worst generation I've ever seen in gaming.
Yeah.
But it leaves me with no confidence, even with what Microsoft are putting out now. So, like I said, Microsoft gets a 1 out of 10 this year.
Yeah, exactly. There's no confidence looking forward into the future. I don't care about Games Pass coming on PC. I don't care about none of this stuff. I really don't. None of it. I don't care about any of it. If you have no new games to show me, apart from Halo, Gears, and Forza, right? You haven't done anything in the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Worth
what have you been
people's money
doing?
or time.
What? No, literally. What have you been doing?
Yeah.
Taking people's cash and just sitting there.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Xbox.
Yeah.
What happened on day 2? Was it day 3?
I think later that night was Bethesda. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I can't even do this.
The one where they say
I can't do it.
the one where they say that it was a scam because people were shouting from the front row and getting hyped. Did you hear about that?
There was a video that I was watching the other day where there's just some guy who shouts "yeah" all the time. Every single time announcement's made. So definitely, man, there's some dude out there getting paid, or they were just being a great troll. Either way, that apparently was the worst thing.
So with Bethesda, they showed the was it Elder Scrolls? Some of those. Was that there where they showed that?
So you've got Elder Scrolls Blades, right, which is apparently a mobile game.
Yeah, never heard of it until then. Do you know that?
Yeah, no, I don't. I think I heard about it briefly because people were just like, "Oh my god, why are we talking about a mobile game here for, man?" Like, and you know what the thing is, yeah, it's not even. In some ways, you can argue, all right, we want these big experiences which take place on consoles, yeah. Whether you're a fan of it or not, right? That's what people expect, right? But if you're gonna put out a mobile game, at least don't make it crap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How is that gonna pull people in? No.
But that game for me just seemed like something for hardcore Skyrim fans, you know, Elder Scrolls fans, isn't it?
No, but how hardcore do you need to be in order to play that? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, all of it just to me seems like an Eastern market thing, man. Capitalizing on those dudes. That's
anyway,
what it
I
seems
was
to be.
non-interested by that game. So the whole beginning of the show, I was zoning out because I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care.
The whole beginning of that show, do you know that was just that, and then showing. I think
Fallout
it was
76, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Why are they, man? I just call it a zombie game, man. It's kind of like it's dead already, and you're just trying to make a living.
But the audacity, same like the Anthem guy.
People
the
crying in the
audacity
audience,
to
man.
come out, like raving about it. Like you've put out a game, they're like, "Oh, I know in the beginning it was crap," but nobody's interested anymore. They don't have the decency to say to just cut it out from E3 completely, and the humility to think, forget about it. And then they're saying it's free to play for 1 week. Did you see that?
Oh my
Download
God.
it now. What? So why would you jump into that game? Why would I jump into it? I have no incentive to do that.
Exactly. But shall I tell you what's even more funny, right? Is that we can sit here and complain about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
There's some dude out there who's eating all of this stuff.
Yeah.
There's some dude out there who's going out and buying Anthem and still dreaming about Anthem today.
Yeah.
There's people out there who are still dreaming about Battlefront 2 and all of why?
Yeah,
Why?
no.
You know, at
Must
the
be
end
that
of the
guy
day,
at the front who was shouting. Yeah.
exactly it's all of our fault
Yeah,
because
it's
we're the
all our
ones
we're the
who are
consumers. Yeah.
purchasing all this crap.
And
You know,
but like I said, no, exactly, and we have a choice, right? But
yeah,
I think that that was disgusting, man, that fallout. And that took up probably about 15 minutes of that
my
bloody
God.
show. So I was like, whatever.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you know,
I didn't know
s-
what to say
I
with that.
mean, yeah, I mean, again, some other mobile game called Commander Keen. I don't know. I don't care. I
Can't
didn't even look
remember it.
into
Yeah.
it. Um, they did show one interesting thing, which was called Ghostwire Tokyo. So I've got no
Yeah,
idea
right.
about it. Yeah,
It looks
I
a
just,
bit watchdoggy, right? In terms of surveillance and stuff, isn't it? Was it kind of
I
like that?
mean, all I remember is that it was just kind of people disappearing, and it took place in Tokyo. So I'm
Mm.
getting vibes, a bit of Persona vibes, as well as a bit
Oh,
of kind
okay.
of like Death Note kind of vibes
Yeah,
into
I
the
got
film.
Death Note vibes
Yeah.
from the beginning. Yeah, yeah.
So again, you just got to keep an open mind and see what it's
Mm.
about. Again, it's a trailer, no gameplay, no hype.
Yeah,
What can I
exactly.
say?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a shame because we've seen something there that you think, oh, there's a peak of interest there, but
Yeah.
then they don't back it up with anything. So you're
Yeah.
just sitting there thinking, I don't know what's going on,
Exactly.
and that
Um,
happened in every single show. But yeah, what else?
yeah. You've got some other game called Deathloop, which was made by Arcane Studios. So Arcane are the people who did Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, Prey. Um, you know, again, a gameplay trailer. We don't know anything about it. Again, I'm going to keep an open mind. I think I think the trailer looked like rubbish again.
Yeah,
But because it's Arcane, maybe there might be a glimmer of hope. I don't even know why I hope anymore. Like, what's the point? If it looks trash, it's trash, and just whatever.
yeah.
But let's see. And I think after that, you've got Wolfenstein. I think Wolfenstein. I just think I hate Wolfenstein, man. What they've done with it, I don't like all of this story driven. You're going from one level which is slow, the next minute it's action pace, and then
But why can't they just put these things to bed now? Why
it's
not
not.
put Wolfenstein to bed and create something new?
Yeah, or I don't like the direction of what they've done with Wolfenstein, because
Mm.
I consider Wolfenstein to be of that kind of that era of Duke Nukem, that era of what's it called, of Doom.
Yeah,
What else is there? Shadow Warrior, Duke. Yeah, those kind of games, right? Those kind of like just the old school shooters, the way that they were like hardcore action running around.
yeah.
So I played the Old Blood and the one before it. There was a prequel or something, but I never played the New Colossus because apparently people hated it.
I think
Um,
that's the one that I played.
and you switched it off in it.
I switched it off. Damn, I must have been halfway through level 2.
Yeah, so I never planned on purchasing it because I heard, like, review wise, a lot of people gave it 90 out of 10, and they said the shooting mechanics are crap. But man, yeah, it's just crap. It is what it is. So I don't care about the new game.
Was there any
Um,
other little games before we get onto Doom that they showed? That was it, right? I think we
I
covered
think
it.
that was pretty much the meat. Yeah.
So for me, the most disappointing thing about Bethesda, right,
Mm.
about this is it's cringe again because
Yeah.
they've announced a Doom Eternal already. We've seen gameplay of it, right?
Yeah.
But the way that they left it till the last minute and they showed it, it was as if it was supposed to have a massive impact again, but it can't though.
How can you have an impact when you've showed us gameplay like within the last year since your last E3 trailer?
It almost like it
You know?
undermines the game, I think.
Yeah. I
In
mean,
terms of like, oh my god, look at this again. But okay, we've seen it, we're hyped for it. That's it. What's new
exactly.
about that? You know?
We're just waiting for it to come out now.
Yeah.
So with Doom Eternal, like this is the thing. I don't consider like when I see old games, right, and it's just gameplay. All right, fair enough. At least look how embarrassing this is, right? The last game where we were talking about gameplay
Mm,
was flipping Star Wars.
yeah.
So we've gone through like 3 conferences just to get gameplay
Which
again.
was the first televised thing that they showed in
Yeah.
the whole of E3. Day
And
one.
not only that, it's for an old game as well.
Yeah.
Not an old game, but like a game that we already knew about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Watch Dogs, but we don't know whether that was real gameplay. But they showed something. But
No, but
I was
Watch
uninterested in
no,
that.
but
Were you?
Ubisoft I think came afterwards.
Yeah, it came afterwards.
So like we're gonna get onto that.
Oh,
But
sorry,
like
we'll get onto that. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
But
So,
with
yeah, go on.
yeah, like with Doom Eternal, obviously, you know, the gameplay, it looked brilliant. It's the only thing, like one of the only games that I've been hyped for like since 2017 or whatever it is.
Mm.
So I bet, you know, the gameplay looks solid. It's just about we've just got to wait and play it now. I mean, enough of the gameplay. Just
Did
it
they
needs to
announce
come
a
out.
date?
I think it was somewhere. I think it was November.
November something.
I
Yeah.
think it was this year, which is a good thing rather
Yeah.
than next year. So you know, at least it's something to look forward to. So yeah, Bethesda again. I think I'll probably give them a 0 because I can't count Doom
Yeah.
if it's
Exactly. Same
something we
with
knew
me.
about and we've already
Yeah.
had gameplay, right? So they've had nothing to show. Maybe Ghostwire Tokyo, I'd probably give them a 0.5 or something for a little trailer
Yeah.
there. But again, it's not enough to make me go like, oh wow, this is like
Yeah.
something,
I'll
you know?
give them a 0. I'll give
Yeah,
Bethesda disappointingly a
yeah.
0.5 out of 10. Man, it's not looking good, is it?
It's just horrible. I
Who
think
was next?
so. Here in the UK, we had Square Enix, which happened on later during the night.
Yeah.
But apparently, people were saying they were blown away by it. Um,
Mm,
so you know, Final Fantasy VII remake. I didn't look too much into it, right?
yeah.
But people saying it looks solid. Again, it looks solid, right? I still have to go back and play the original.
Mm,
Um, so it is what it is. Final Fantasy VIII remastered, which is, you know, I think people are wanting that for a long time. Crystal Chronicles as well. Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. So a lot of Final Fantasy stuff going on where
but
yeah,
again, it's nostalgia. A lot of it. I mean, it's a remake, right? The big one, Final
it's
Fantasy
exactly.
VII.
So it's kind of like it's new, but it's not new. Yeah, I get where you're coming
Yeah.
from. Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
It's new, but it's not new. But yeah, it does look solid, and obviously those fans are going to be hyped up for it. But like you said, the casual gamer coming in, or just the gaming layman coming in, looking
yeah.
for something brand new, says, "Oh, this is a brand new IP. This is the gameplay for it." There
Mm,
was nothing there. What else did they
exactly.
show in that Square? They showed a few things. I have
So
to
here's
remember what it
something
was.
which is again ridiculous, right? They showed this little kind of tabletop racing game called Circuit Supercars.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking like, so you've got all of these big games, and I'm just like, whatever. And you've got some bird's eye view racing
yeah.
thing, and I'm just like, hold on, that looks interesting, man.
It looks like Supercars back on the Amiga, one of those games, and another game called Nitro that
Yeah,
we used to play. But yeah, no, it looks amazing. But I don't
yeah.
expect to see that on a stage in E3. I
But
expect to see that
yeah,
as a game, you know?
and what the funny thing is that even though you don't expect to see it, but at the same time you're thinking to yourself, hold on, I've seen all of these big heavy hitters that I expected to see, and it's done nothing for me.
Mm.
But then you see a small game like that, and you're like, oh, okay, wow, that's actually starting to look interesting now. I might look into that.
No, I think
This
that
is how
we're
bad E3 is.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that we've got to the stage where we're picking off scraps. I really, really do.
yeah,
Even if these little games are good, that's not the point of that wasn't the point of these companies
mm,
announcing stuff. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't, and like we've said throughout this show, right? It doesn't make it good just because they showed one game that's interesting. It
mm,
hasn't made their presentation good because there's nothing else there.
yeah.
So I would say for the Square Enix one, because I'm not hyped. I mean, I played Final Fantasy VII back in the day. I think it was a PlayStation One,
Mm.
but I'd give them I'd give them a 2
Okay, right, interesting. I'll
just for the
probably,
hell of it.
yeah. I don't.
Because I
I mean, at
weren't as
least they,
disappointed as the rest.
yeah, but at least they showed gameplay for Final Fantasy VII after
Yeah,
ages, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Again, you're right. In some ways, none of this is new. It's
Mm.
not new stuff apart from Circuit Superstars. I don't know what things like Romancing Saga 3 are or Scarlet Grace. Again, Last Remnant Remastered is an old game as well, which is, you know, coming to Switch or whatever. Trials of Mana. Again, if you're an RPG, hardcore RPG fan,
Yeah.
you would know about this stuff, right? So I think those guys are going to be probably rating it as probably one of the best. for this E3, and I think a lot of people said, yeah, Square Enix are the ones who literally saved E3 this year. For me, I think I'll probably just give them somewhere like a 4 or something. Again,
Yeah.
none of this stuff did anything for me.
Yeah, but
I
you're
think,
trying to be fair to
yeah,
the presentation, right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I'll probably give it a 3.
yeah. Again, it does nothing for us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but we got to be fair at the same time, because we're not hardcore RPG guys, whatever. We wouldn't,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
you can still
Yeah.
appreciate what they're trying to do, and what
Oh
they're
no,
by
dude,
showing the gameplay alone puts them above the other 4 that we've just talked about,
dude, I
3 or
forgot
4.
something, man. I
Mm.
forgot something. Yeah, flipping the Avengers game. It
Oh my
was on
god.
Square Enix. Yeah,
Oh my god,
I
it's gonna
think.
bring the score down.
Oh my god, that score. No, I'm giving them a 2, mate.
Yeah,
It's done.
yeah, it's done. What the hell was that?
Oh my god, I don't understand why this was trending on YouTube with like 5 million people watching it with the amount of likes. The game looks trash.
I mean,
Full
I watched
stop.
it. Did you watch this one live?
I didn't watch it live. I watched a trailer afterwards. Yeah.
I watched this one live, and
Okay.
people were like, "Oh my god, Avengers!" Like the crowd, the audience there and stuff, right? But
No,
when
like
I saw it, I was like, "What is this? PS1? Not even PS2?"
looks like a Wii U title, man.
Yeah,
Like oh my, like the faces of the
yeah.
characters.
Oh my
Iron
god.
Man's suit looked rubbish. Um, it looked crap, and I think what kills me is that it's Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal who are making this game.
Mm,
And those are the same people who did Tomb Raider as well as Deus Ex. And the last Tomb Raider, which was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, was a rubbish game. It was 6.5 out of 10. So it started off, no, it was handed from Crystal Dynamics, who did the first 2 games,
yeah,
and then it got shifted over and, was given to Eidos to make the third one. Yeah. And that could have been a great trilogy, I think, if Crystal Dynamics did it. But now you've got both of the developers, and they've been working on this rubbish, and it doesn't even look at anything on the level of Arkham City. So I don't know, how are people getting hyped about this. I remember Arkham. I mean, I played Arkham City like 2 weeks ago. I was telling you about it, right?
yeah.
And
I'm
it
still
looks
playing it.
solid.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight. Whatever you say about it, too much Batmobile, it looked unbelievable. And I'm looking at this trailer, and it's just crap.
And here again, this is where it can backfire on them. All they had to do, if this isn't, it's obviously not the end product, right? All they had to do is put something in a corner saying, in development. It would take that away. But apparently, yeah, the
No, but
faces, man. The
yeah, no, but
faces.
it's the faces. And apparently there was leaked gameplay, right? So I
Mm,
saw a bit of it, right? And it was done with a
yeah,
mobile cam on the corner, yeah.
yeah.
And I was just like, I don't care, man. Honestly, I really don't.
But
I
even if people, I know you got people sucking up to Avengers and this and that, right? And I
mm,
get that, but you have to just look at it, the game for what it is, for what we've been given, and think, why even the gameplay,
yeah,
Oh my god, man.
2 out of 10 Square Enix. I can't do this,
Yeah,
man. That was just a
I'd have to
disaster.
bring them down to
Yeah,
2, because that was disgusting at the end.
yeah. And they
Yeah,
spent a
man.
long time on it as well. People
Oh,
coming on stage and things like that and talking about the you know what? Yeah, let's move on, man.
yeah.
I can't do this. Honestly. Um,
It's a 2. So
what
just to
else?
go back, EA,
Yeah.
you said zero point 0.5. You said
Yeah.
0, right?
EA is a 0.
Yeah.
Microsoft is like a zero point 0.5 or
Yeah.
something, or 1, I can't remember. Basically nothing in this E3 is probably getting,
Bethesda
past
0.
the 3. Yeah,
All right.
Bethesda
Let's see
basically
what's
a 0.
next.
Um, who else was there? So after Square Enix, I think we had Ubisoft on Monday.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Was it on
And
Monday?
yeah, I think it was on Monday at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Nintendo was Tuesday then.
Nintendo was Tuesday, yeah,
Okay, so go on.
very last, yeah. So um where do I begin? I think that Watch Dogs, they started off with, right?
Yeah,
So they started off with
long
Watch
time.
Dogs, okay. And I saw a bit of, I saw the gameplay, and I thought it was very interesting because they showed Camden Market, right? And I was like, okay, that's interesting because that looks exactly like where I've been.
Yeah.
So certain parts of London, like I was looking at bits of Embankment and things like that,
Yeah.
and it was looking very good.
Yeah, it
You know,
was. There's
um,
bits of like Piccadilly Did you see it when they showed
Yeah,
the
yeah.
early gameplay?
Even where the underground stations
It
are
looked
located and stuff,
crazy.
it looked crazy. Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah.
So I
Sorry,
think,
it gave me vibes of Getaway back in the day. But go on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Getaway, what a classic. You know, yeah. I mean, definitely. And we haven't had like a game in London since like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but
Mm,
like in terms of like a future London where you can see like the Dome and
mm,
Embankment and the Shard and all of those things. Well, I don't know if Greenwich will be in there, but it wasn't the Dome; it was a wheel. Sorry. So just to be able to see London in a game, right, rather than New York or whatever it might be, that's something that intrigues me about this game.
mm.
Um, Gameplay was interesting as well because like how you can play as other characters, not just one. So you play as many different characters. But again, the gameplay, it just looks like your old Ubisoft game. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know if the mechanics are going to be great or not. I think mechanics have been dead in games for a long time anyway.
But
Let's face
again, you
it.
know what I couldn't stand about that?
Yeah,
About that. Like again, we don't know if that was actual gameplay, but some of it looked like it, isn't it? What I
mm,
couldn't stand was it's so over the top in terms of the characters. The way that the
exactly.
main
Yeah,
character was talking, he's so over the top. And yet they tried to represent it as the normal Londoners at the time from all walks of life, okay?
yeah.
But that
I
main
mean,
guy was, don't you think? He was so
yeah,
over the top.
100%.
And then you got his granny.
Yeah,
Why? Nobody, I didn't give a damn about that.
exactly. And I think that's what put me off playing Watch Dogs 2 because it was just too cringe to watch and look at cutscenes and things like that. So I was like, you know what, right? Maybe at one point I'll buy it if it comes if it's cheap because it is cheap now just to drive around San Fran or whatever. But yeah, it's just a bit too. I'm not gonna spend like full price on these games.
Yeah.
Something like Watch Dogs, I wouldn't. I'm telling you now, I wouldn't pay full price. It's just to drive around in London and see what they've
How
built
did the
out.
first Watch Dogs do,
Um,
ratings wise?
Ratings wise, it was roughly around a 7 and 8.
Mm,
The reason why is because of the heavy downgrades, right? What we were talking about earlier.
mm.
So if you've been downgraded like that, and you've got Grand Theft Auto coming around the same time,
Yeah.
you know, um, it's just dead in the water.
But again, like I thought it was very over the top in terms of the characters and what they're
Yeah,
trying to do. And from it, it doesn't. Even though it on paper it should be interesting when you look at it, right? The
yeah.
surveillance, being in London, this and that. I had no interest. I
Yeah.
had literally no interest. Like I don't want
And
to play this
I
game.
think I think what would have interested me more is that if it was just a car driving through London, believe it or not,
Yeah,
and just seeing like different places in London, that would have interested me more. And that's something that puts me off is just the gameplay completely.
but
Boring
some of it,
missions.
right? You know, some of where they were showing where they were crouching and shooting, like ducking cover stuff,
Yeah,
and there was
yeah,
drones. Yeah, the vibes of Division, isn't it?
exactly. And this is what I'm talking about. Every single Ubisoft same game is all the same.
Yeah,
So it
even the
doesn't matter whether,
dialogue when they
yeah,
were talking. Yeah,
or the dialogue. So it doesn't matter whether you're playing Watch Dogs, Division, or Ghost Recon, they're all the same game.
yeah,
Same with Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, they're all the same. It's just churning out the same old thing, but just in different formats. That's all it is, you know?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, Watch Dogs Legions, keeping an open mind about it. Let's see what happens. But I'm not like blown away hyped about it. It just looks interesting because it's in London, innit? And we know where locations are.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. But that's not for me. I don't know about you because you
mm,
know you're more into the open world thing. Like you see that as an interesting place to explore, maybe, right? But for me, it's not enough. Even
yeah,
though it should be, because they've basically like I could watch that trailer just to see London alone, like you said. It looks
yeah,
crazy. We've had seen that for years, isn't it?
mm, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Did so they showed a lot of like Rainbow Six and stuff, isn't it? Is that there?
So this is the worst thing that so Ubisoft is literally just turning to games as a service, man.
Yeah.
There's I don't know what else to say. Assassin's Creed Odyssey game updates and DLCs. Um, you've got For Honor.
Mm,
I don't know why. Oh man, I just don't know. You've got Rainbow Six, like you're saying. You've got Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which was introduced. What like again, it wasn't something brand new because they showed it off like about a month before. You know, Division 2 again. It's just it's all the same. There's nothing new here.
Mm.
You know, it's all just the same old stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so I would give them Ubisoft probably. I'd probably give them a 0.5.
I'll probably give them a 0.5. And shall I tell you what kills me as well
Mm.
is there were all of these leaks about Splinter Cells making a comeback.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And what's happened to Prince of Persia? Again, it's another company, yeah, sitting
Mm.
on a whole bunch of IPs that they're not doing diddly squat with,
Yeah.
yeah. And at the end, when they showed off that Breath of the Wild clone, yeah, Gods and Monsters, yeah,
Yeah.
and before that, they showed off this thing
Yeah.
called
What was
Roller.
that?
Oh my god! But before that, they showed
Yeah.
off Roller Champions, yeah, trying to compete with Rocket League.
Mm.
So I don't care about this again.
Yeah.
Multiplayer games nonsense, you know?
Yeah.
It's all
Not
for the
at all.
kids or whatever. I don't care. I'm not interested. When they showed off Gods and Monsters, I don't know why people are hyped about this game.
Mm.
Again, I'm keeping an open mind because it will turn out good, but there's nothing there that is going to show me that's going to blow me off my seat, right?
Mm.
1 minute trailer, end of conference. My jaw hit the floor. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what's happened. They didn't show off anything.
Yeah. Did you watch this one live?
Yeah, I watched this one live. Yeah,
Oh no. Me too. Yeah,
yeah,
I'd
it was 0.5 out of 10.
0.5 across
Yeah,
the board for that. Oh my god. So let's go on to the next one.
who was next? Um, I think that was basically a
Uh,
wrap, right? Until you
yeah.
come to now Nintendo. Yeah,
Till you come to the Nintendo was a Nintendo Direct like they normally do, isn't it? It's just that they showcased it at E3.
yeah.
Is
So
that
that's
right?
what they've been doing since about 2014, I
Oh
think.
really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think for one of the E3s,
I swear
they
they
actually
turned up
came
for
on
one.
stage. They came for one, I think, 1 year or 2 years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But most of the time, they're just like, here's the trailer. We're going to chill out in Japan. It's all pre-recorded. Here you go.
Mm.
It's pretty much it. What shocked me though is
Yeah.
that they've actually got stuff.
So I think they started with Luigi's Mansion, is that right?
Think so, yeah. And
What did you
again,
think about that? Because at
so
least
it
they showed us some gameplay.
exactly. And what's brilliant is in the treehouse as well, they were showing more gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You hyped for that game?
no, I
Okay.
think so, it's an announcement. It's Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, the first one was, a great 8 out of 10 game when it launched with the GameCube,
Yeah.
even though I played it much later on. Short game as well, only about 4 hours, but it was a good premise, yeah.
Mm.
The second one was a big mistake by putting that on the DS, I think, or the 3DS. Very linear, just very linear. It didn't have the same approach as it did with the first one, right?
Yeah.
So with this third one, is it going to be a good game? Yeah. Am I hyped for it? Not really. It's just something that I'm going to play. Again, it's not going to blow me off my
But
seat,
then
right?
they've shown the gameplay for it before as well, isn't it? During the
No,
other
this was
directs. Was
this
it the
was the
first
first
time?
time. This
Oh,
was the
okay.
first time.
Because
So
they went well, I think I saw it in the treehouse where they went into it in more detail, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and they were focusing on one of them where it was more multiplayer mode based.
Mm.
Um, but I think, yeah, I'm just going to wait for it to come out. If it's good, it's good. If it isn't, it isn't.
And then I think they went into um hang on, can we go back a bit? Because I
Yeah,
remember Dragon Builders 2 was somewhere.
that's
Do you remember?
probably in Square Enix, but
Yeah.
again, I don't,
That
I
was
don't
crap
care.
anyway. Yeah,
It's
it just came
rubbish.
to
Yeah.
mind. I think they showed Animal Crossing, isn't it? So isn't
Oh
that
no,
a big
Dragon
release
Quest.
for this?
So
Yeah,
hold on, Dragon
yeah,
Quest Builders 2 was in Nintendo. Oh, and it was in Square Enix. Okay, it was in both. Okay, right. Um,
yeah. So Animal Crossing. Have
hmm.
they shown? Did they show gameplay for that before? Or they just teased it during a
No,
direct.
I think that was brand new.
Yeah,
So I think that was where people were shocked about. I mean, I played Animal Crossing back in the days, right? I think once you played one, you pretty much played them all. So they're
yeah,
just kind of iterative. But it's kind of like this chilled out game where you chill out in a town and pretty much manage and maintain it and try and make money off selling apples. That's really what
Mm,
that's all it is. So it's a chilled out game if you've come out of something like hardcore like Resident Evil or whatever. But if you wanted
yeah,
to chill out, just have a Coke and a smile in it. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like you don't need Animal Crossing for that. Um, so for the fans, I guess it's good for them. It's not
yeah,
nothing for me.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
What else
Um,
did they show?
Pokemon's looking promising.
Yeah,
Um, so it's actually looking really good now.
yeah.
Um,
Talk about that a bit.
yeah,
What
I
did you
mean,
think about that as a Pokemon player?
again, like I'm not hyped. You know, I think for me, where the big hype was when I was a lot more younger, when I was playing like Gold and Silver and Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah,
Those were the prime days. You know, a
mm,
lot of people would agree with that as well.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean,
so
for people watching E3, was that a big announcement? That's what I'm getting at.
no, because they've already showcased it 1 or 2 months
Exactly.
before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's nice to see a bit more gameplay and things like that from the treehouse or whatever it is, and a few more trailers. Again, it's looking promising, but it's nothing new.
Yeah.
Um, what else have we got here? So again, here's what's very interesting: Link's Awakening.
Mm, exactly.
You know, at least we got a bit more gameplay. We got a bit more gameplay from the treehouse. I think it looks good. Again, it's an old game which is being remade from
Again.
the Game Boy.
Yeah.
It
So
looks good. Yeah, that's
yeah, I mean, I was already hyped from it from before, not
yeah,
necessarily now. Yeah, like you said, it was nice to see some gameplay, but it wasn't
yeah.
an announcement.
So you've got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't care.
No, no one cares.
Mario Maker 2. It's good for the fans. I don't
Yeah,
care personally.
but
Astral
they've shown
Chain.
it before again.
Exactly. Astral Chain. They showed off a trailer a couple of months back,
Mm,
but now they showed a bit more gameplay.
okay.
Again, it looked interesting.
Yeah.
What else is there? Cadence of Hyrule, which is like a Necro Dancer kind of Crypto the Necro Dancer kind of
Yeah. What is that?
spin-off. It's kind of like a spin-off game, like, but basically another one of these games with a skin on it.
Okay.
It's literally what it comes down to. So I don't care about that. Fire Emblem, if it turns out to be good, like the other Fire Emblem Awakening is, I might check it out.
Mm.
Um, again, I think it's something we already knew about. Witcher 3 is an old game being announced on the Switch. It already got leaked before. I mean, I don't care. If you want to play the proper one, play it on PC.
But I like that segment. You know, when they showed all the games that are coming to Switch,
Hmm.
I like that segment just to see. You know, you got titles like things. If people like those things, like
Yeah, like
Alien,
Resident Evil and
yeah,
yeah,
Alien Isolation.
yeah,
You got all these games coming to Switch, so people would think again, right? There's nothing new. There's not new games or anything.
yeah,
But it was nice for them to put it in. But you know, that again, E3 wasn't the place for that
yeah,
necessarily. But it was nice to see those games coming out. But they would do that in a direct anyway in
yeah.
2 months' time or whatever.
I think you've got Dragon Quest 11, you've got Dragon Quest Builders 2, like we mentioned.
Mm.
So for me, this was the biggest thing for me in this whole E3. I think, yeah,
Wow, go on.
was No More Heroes 3,
Mm.
and loads of people don't know about this game.
Okay, go
Loads of
on.
people, right? Because it came out on the Wii originally,
Mm.
and they created No More Heroes 2 on the Wii again, right? Crazy action, man.
Really?
A great action game. So to see this coming, like, and another one of these games coming on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
And that was something brand new,
Yeah.
you know. For me, that's basically like, for me, in terms of new things, right? That was the best. That was the only thing. I can't even say it's the best thing. That was the only thing they showed.
Yeah.
What was new? Pretty much that I'm hyped about. You know, so that's basically it, right? Really, with Nintendo. Um,
Because when
yeah,
I think the way that they presented it with Nintendo, right? I thought that okay, this is really good, right? Maybe a 6 for
yeah.
some whatever reason. But then when you look at it, it's crap still.
In some ways,
Probably
like,
probably
I
a
don't think.
3
Yeah,
or
you
4
you
max.
no, I think. Yeah, when you look at it from that perspective, because all of this stuff is all old stuff that we already know about. We're
Yeah,
just waiting for release
exactly.
dates.
Because we're
You know?
rating this based on E3 and what E3 is and
Yeah,
announcing stuff. So
yeah,
again, we have to be fair the other way going down as well, going
yeah,
up and going down. So you have to say it maybe a 3 at max,
yeah.
2, 2.5.
No, me personally, I wouldn't go that low. I'll probably give it a 5 because
Okay.
at least, I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous, but at least they showed gameplay
No,
of
it's true.
games.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
They
at least
actually
they
showed
showed
gameplay.
gameplay.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least they had things that people would be excited about, like, or their core audience would be excited about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
And
it's
at
true.
least they showed something new, which was No More Heroes 3.
Yeah.
But, you know, apart from that, you can't give it more than a 6, I don't think,
Yeah, no, no way.
you know?
But I mean, do you think that E3 do you think that one day there'll be no E3?
I think, yeah, because I think if you can do all your marketing online and you can track all your marketing as well, and if you can just, you know, make deals with your retailers in different ways, then why would you need to come to E3? So I think I think it will take time for
Mm,
it to slowly go down because we're already seeing that gamers struggling here in the UK. We're already seeing stuff like GameStop are struggling in the US.
mm,
So retailers are disappearing. We're seeing this massive transformation where everything's moving over to digital.
yeah,
So when Sony don't show up, it's not about they also don't have nothing to show. They're thinking probably of long-term strategy.
yeah,
You know, they're thinking of, you know, what are we going to do in terms of game development, as well as how do we get to the customer? You know, are we going to go through a digital road only? Are we going to, you know, do things on disc? Or if we are going to do things on disc, what's our way of distributing to retailers
mm,
and tracking all of that as well?
yeah,
You know, so I think there's many questions that are all up in the air. But I think, you know, E3 as a trade show, I mean, I don't know.
yeah. I think it's
You know,
actually gonna be I think it will disappear in the next few years. So, you
yeah,
know, a lot of the games were announced, for, like, autumn this year, fall, and, for spring, right,
yeah.
2020. So do you think that this is the last E3 of this generation? Do we know that for
I
sure?
Yeah, I think so because you know, they already announced that, you know, the next Xbox will be coming next year.
Mm.
Sony have been pretty open that they're going to have something next year.
But then
Um,
this was the place to show it then, if it's coming out next
well,
year.
precisely because I would have expected to see like a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 trailer or something.
Mm.
I would have expected to see like, I know this might sound stupid, yeah, but I don't know what else to think of like a
God of War
Spider-Man
2.
2, God of War 2, you
Mm.
know. I would have
Spider-Man,
expected,
yeah.
yeah, Ghost of Tsushima a bit more gameplay.
Mm.
So again, you know, I mean, games take a long time to develop as well, right? Nowadays compared to back in the days. You know, you're looking at projects of like big open world games taking 3 to 4 years. Um,
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to keep everything under wrap. I don't know at the
I
moment.
think, right, that we're going through such a big transition now in
Yeah,
the
because it's not
industry.
only about the games; it's the whole industry, everything going on around
Yeah,
it.
like you
Yeah,
say, the sales channels, the streaming, how it's going we're going through that they nobody it's such uncertainty in the
exactly.
market and in the industry, and that's what we saw from E3. It was just a mosh pit of there's
Yeah,
nothingness. Nothing
exactly.
of substance came out from it.
And what's very funny is that it was kind of like Devolver Digital and a few little games they showed
Mm,
where it's kind of like because they're kind of already on that path, right?
mm.
Of like, right, an indie game comes out, it's been done by like a couple of developers or two developers, and it's going directly to digital distribution.
Yeah.
That's probably why those guys are winning in the first place. So when you see a game like Carillion, which just looks like very unique, something which is really like just a very unique, clever idea, something new that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, right, a 2D game here, right? It actually looks interesting. I might go and buy that.
Mm,
But when you've got this whole EA BS, you know, with all this corporation nonsense, and that's the furthest thing you want to be away from. You want to be, you know, from.
mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, the other thing that I watched around E3 was this kind of funny showcase where they showed like indies, but some few good titles in there.
yeah, I think I
Hey,
saw
that's
one
not
called
why we watched E3. That's not
exactly.
why we
But
tuned into E3. Yeah.
the thing is, there were interesting games. Like I watched one the other day, which was just really funny, called Skatebird, and it was just a
Yeah,
bird on a skateboard. And I was like, okay, right, this looks
Tony
actually
Hawk's
kind of
2 vibes.
yeah, exactly, just very interesting.
Yeah.
Um, it's just I yeah, all of the AAA scene is just completely dead for me, and I think that all of these AAA games that have been coming out within the last 2 3 years, a lot of people haven't been satisfied with.
Yeah.
unless they're being heavy hitters like, you know, your Persona 5s or Horizon Zero Dawn. Um, you know, God of War, me and you, I thought was just rubbish,
Yeah.
just average. So yeah, a lot of games are just like it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Um, it is what it is. Overall, I would say I would give E3 probably 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I think probably a crap 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, completely. I think that I mean that's definitely the worst E3 I've ever seen.
yeah,
Um,
same here.
so wrapping up, maybe top 2, 3 games from E3 that you're hyped about then? From all the crap and at the end of the day, you know, like you said, there's things that we've seen. There wasn't
Yeah,
big announcements, but what are you hyped for anyway?
I think so. Let's be real about this, yeah. Because I'm not going to put stuff like Halo Infinite or Doom Eternal, even though I'm hyped for those games. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not going to put them in there because we already knew about these games a long time before. Like we already knew about Halo coming to PC before. That was something they didn't announce as part of E3.
Yeah.
So if I was to say I'm going to be like, oh, I'm looking forward to something new that they showcased within this E3, it will probably be No More Heroes 3.
Mm.
It would probably be Carillion. I think that was what it's called. I can't remember.
I can check that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's
It was
called
called
Carillion.
Carrion.
It was called Carrion, yeah.
Mm.
That's another one I'm looking
Yeah.
at, which is interesting. And I'm also, it was, what was it? Circuit Superstars. So
Yeah,
it's
I know.
an embarrassing list.
It's
It's a very
embarrassing.
embarrassing list,
And
but all
Carrion
of it
and
was crap.
Circuit Superstars, the same for me as well. I look forward to those 2 games, but those are just games that you can just see, like, anytime. You know what
Exactly.
was disappointing as
Oh,
well?
sorry, I was going to mention another one, which was
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So that looked
okay.
actually somewhat interesting to me. But actually, no, again, I can't choose it because I already knew about it. So I can't, yeah.
I thought, right, and let's see if you thought the same. I thought that Nintendo would show the next, rendition of the Switch. Did
Again,
you?
we don't know what their plans are. I mean, I've got no idea what's going on because apparently they say that they're manufacturing something. I've got no
Mm.
idea. And another thing that I didn't even mention was they showcased Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, but I'm not really.
Yeah, haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't change me from them giving them a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But it is
And
what
that's
it
what
is.
people said as well. They didn't when people saw it, it wasn't like, "Oh my god." It's kind of it was expected, but people were like, they're just glad that it's confirmed that it's in development. Not that,
Exactly.
"Wow, oh my god."
Yeah,
It was,
I
"Oh,
did.
I'm glad that they're making it."
I did like that it had a darker tone to it. But
Yeah.
me personally, if I was to do something with Zelda, if I was Nintendo, right, this is what I'd do with Zelda. Yeah, call up CD Projekt Red, innit? Yeah,
Mm,
just go to them. Can you take all of this whole IP thing, right? Make something new, yeah, and bring out like a trilogy of games and
yeah.
reboot the whole thing. And I'll just call it a day and let them develop it because
Cool.
Nintendo haven't been capable of developing anything good since Majora's Mask. In terms
Mm,
of Zelda, I think. I mean, I've got a soft spot for Wind Waker, but after that, it just went downhill. Is
damn.
what it is.
Yeah, so E3 overall then, what did you say? 2?
2 out of 10. Yeah, it's not. Nothing's going to change.
2 out
Um,
of Oh, we didn't mention
yeah,
did they show any more, oh, no, they didn't, no. Yeah, no, that's it, yeah.
yeah.
I would give it a 2 as well. Very, very disappointing, and I've spoken to some people where they're like, they're just that can make you be done with gaming though.
That's what I was going to say. If I was sitting with someone, yeah, and I was going to be like, look, E3, this is where they're going to showcase the latest games, yeah. That's not going to make anyone get into gaming.
Yeah,
After that, I just wanted to not know about gaming and play some old school thing that I've missed out on, like look at the backlog,
yeah,
because I was not interested in none of that at all.
yeah,
You know?
and I so what do you think has been the reaction to E3? Do you think the majority of people,
Hmm.
um, on YouTube or wherever online have had the same reaction like us?
I think so, unless you're like a hardcore fanboy. But I
Yeah.
think that we come from an era of gaming where, you know, we grew up with like MS DOS. We grew up with, well, I grew up with the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube and stuff like that, and the Game Boy Color. But I still was playing games on PC, right? Like classics like Red Alert and stuff like that, and Motor Racer.
Yeah.
Whereas you grew up with the Amiga and the Super Nintendo, which was probably the most important console to ever come out.
Mm.
It's amazing how since the Super Nintendo, gaming hasn't been on that level in terms of greatness for all
Yeah.
that time, you know?
Yeah.
And those games, even to today, have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Whether it's Mario World, whether it's Super Metroid, Final Fantasy VI, Street Fighter 2, the list just keeps going on. Star Fox, you know,
Yeah.
F Zero, Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat.
Mm.
Even on the Genesis, you got things like Golden Axe, you had Castlevania.
Mm.
Um, the list goes on and on.
And I'm sure we'll get to those. We'll get to some of those games you mentioned in the future shows. We can talk about some of those, some of
Yeah.
our favorite consoles and that. But yeah, to wrap up E3, man, disappointing like hell. We're both giving it a 2 out of 10. So here's the question: would you be watching next year?
Man,
Not
there would
live,
have
maybe, right?
no, I don't think I would do it live. I would just probably
Yeah,
watch trailers, or there would have to be I would have to be doing nothing in it
yeah,
for me to watch them live. But I think there would have to be some proper leaks.
yeah,
But even then, nah, I think after this, I think I'm pretty much done. There's no point investing your time into this nonsense.
yeah. And it feels like something that is being dragged through time. Like it's time to put an end to it because, like you said, there's so many outlets now where we can get our news and announcements and stuff. It just
Exactly.
for me, it feels like something that's being dragged on.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed very old school, like not unnecessary, amateur,
Mm.
very amateur. You know, compared to what we're used to, because we're used to stuff like the polished Nintendo Directs and the way that the PlayStation is doing it now. And I think that's just how it's going to be. You know,
Yeah.
um,
That's the new format
that's the
because
new
you can
format.
track engagement through those kind
Yeah,
of things.
and we'll get into like what we think is the future of gaming as well. We can talk about that another time because it looks like this games as a service and this streaming thing is the way forward. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And the
sure,
sad thing
yeah,
is that people will eat it up, right? People are going to go out there, people are
yeah,
going to buy it.
completely,
Um, so our single player games, I mean, they're going to be very few and far between, and even then, you have to be really fortunate to get one that is going to be a solid, like standard test of time kind of game, like on the level of the first Halo.
yeah.
It is what it is.
And following E3 on the PS, did you see they put out some sales on the PS Network straight away? They're like days of play or something for like
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I
yeah,
think every company kind of does that.
does things like that. So would you be pre-ordering anything that you saw on it?
No, never ever pre-order
I was
anything.
looking at the prices, man. Some of them, some of the like 70, 80 pound. You know, they give you like the complete edition
Yeah,
and all this DLC, and I'm like, based upon some cinematic that you've seen, you're willing to fork out like 60 quid, 60
look at
pounds.
that.
You
It
crazy?
goes to show you that I'm sorry, but people are stupid.
Yeah, straight up.
What else can I say?
Yeah,
Simple as that. So
yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, nice one. E3's done. We'll wait till next year.
yeah,
Yeah, so you can subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments, and we'll answer your questions in the comments later on in the video when we watch the video back. Any last words?
no, I'm done.
You're done. That's it.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah,
E3
it's dead.
sucks. Worst E3 ever.
Exactly.
2019. Cool.
Cool.
See
Take
you
it
guys
easy.
soon. Take it easy. Bye.